guest bath, and this was a fun room to do because we completely revamped it. We ripped everything out and started over. And as you saw in other rooms, we really made an effort to keep a farmhouse feel, but to add these really unexpected, kind of whimsical touches where we could. So the first thing you'll notice is this wall covering. It's actually deer heads, but it's this really soft pastel green, obviously very feminine with the gold. So it's just a fun mix of kind of the farmhouse, but in a new way. I had this vanity built, and I wanted it to be really pretty and have some warm texture in the wood tone, but I also wanted clean lines and very straight. So I did really beautiful antique hardware that matches the faucet. And again, it's kind of a more modern spin on the cross handles and the simple design. And it was just a really fun way to mix these elements, as well as this light. It looks very much like a schoolhouse pendant and has that kind of old farmhouse feel. Across the room from the vanity is a fabulous clawfoot tub. It is not new, but we found one that looks old. It's perfect in this space. We did penny towel on the floor, and then we bought a brass track that we could literally get a curtain made that would wrap all the way around the tub for privacy when it was being used, but when it's not, it could be open and you could see the gorgeous tub with the pretty claw feet. On your way to the primary bedroom, you walk through her office. She manages the farm, kind of oversees everything. So she did need a generous work surface. She had this desk, so we added a really feminine chair. It's got casters, so it's very practical. She had a pair of chairs that didn't match, but they were big, comfy armchairs. So we thought that would kind of lend itself to that collected vibe, and we chose to cover those in different fabrics. We hung some more of their art above, and then we added this cabinet for storage because we thought it was really interesting, kind of a conversation piece, but again, houses all the necessities of your office. And of course, one more feminine touch, this lamp, a little bit unexpected, but it kind of has an antique feel, also very feminine. We had to do our unexpected piece in this room as well, so we added this very oversized Capiz light. It's got all these Capiz shelves. It's very glamorous and very unexpected. I love when my clients have a feel or vision for a room and they have an inspiration piece. This is the primary bedroom, and my client had this beautiful painting. It's by Wanda Choate, and I love it because it has the clothesline with all the dresses. It has a real farmhouse feel. She also had this antique settee, and she thought it would be fun to recover it in this wild pattern, and she loved this color scheme. So it really gave me a jumping off point to do the rest of the bedroom. And so it was really fun to pull in all these blues and some of this tangerine color throughout the space. Since we knew we wanted to use a lot of white and a lot of navy and a lot of blue tones, we did very simple bedding with this really pretty embroidery on it, which was a little bit sweeter. And then we added a little bit of a funky element with this geometric. And then you'll see behind the bed, there was this really odd window. It was very small, it was off center. So I decided just to treat the entire wall with drapery, and I thought that would kind of frame in the bed properly. And it also gives you a lot of softness behind the bed since it is a wooden bed. And then I found these lamps that are very oversized. They almost look like antique crocks, which I loved, but they're on this very glamorous antique side table, which is very much like the one in the dining room that she loved, and she wanted to echo that in this room. This chest is great because it's got lots of storage, but also looks very worn. So it just feels right at home in this space. It's got a geometric design though, which makes it feel a little bit more modern and a little bit more interesting. And then of course, the chandelier. Since we had these gorgeous tall ceilings, this was a great place to bring in a little femininity and something a little different. This is actually made of cocoa beads. So it's not something you would expect, but it's also a very natural looking element, and it gives you a lot of drama. client asked for something that was very soft, very spa-like, felt very clean. So instead of doing an all-white bath, we decided to do white countertops, but to do the soft blue-gray as a base cabinet, and it just gives it a little more interest. It's something a little bit unique. And then I love a wall mount faucet. I think it's so much more interesting. It's so beautiful. This one does have the same vintage feel as some of the other rooms. And then of course, the decorative backsplash. This is a really unique way to bring some interest into this space, and also it's very functional. So many of my clients love wallpaper, but they're a little scared of it. She's not, she's fun. So we were able to do a little kind of peekaboo moment in the water closet. We have a super fun blue and white paper. It just gives it a little something extra. And just beyond me, you see this beautiful tub. We did this gorgeous tub filler that is new. It matches all the plumbing fixtures with the antique tub, so it's a really cool collected look. An antique little bench, so you have a little bit more of that texture, a little bit more of the age, even though it is a new and crisp space. And of course, the best part of this room is the view. You can look outside and see trees, see acres and acres of land. It's really the perfect place to relax. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it. I'm Julie Couch, and this is The Review.